An important part of navigating through anxiety and being on a healing journey back to agency and self and feeling safe within is supporting the system in developing a new relationship with the physical data that our body carries with it on a day-to-day basis. The reason for that is we have a very specific part of our brain that's called the insular cortex. And this is the part of our brain that really facilitates a solid mind-body relationship in relationship with many other brain parts as well as body parts, of course. Now, the insular likes to inform us of how we're feeling in our vessel that we navigate the world with, also known as our body. And when we're living in a heightened state of anxiety for a prolonged period of time, it's as though our system gets reset to anticipate anxiety and the physical experience of anxiety as being the new normal. And that new normal becomes the way of being. So we hold our breath. Our stomach can hurt or become cramped. We have tension in our shoulders, resulting in neck pain or headaches. We might clench our jaw. And all of that becomes a part of our day-to-day life and becomes cyclical, reinforcing one another. We might feel an upset tummy after eating something not so great, but then our brain goes, that means I'm feeling anxious because my tummy is upset, and all of these other physical components can start to show up. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. It's extremely uncomfortable, and I have certainly been there myself. So a really important part, as I mentioned previously, is helping the brain and the body create a new way forward in relationship with the physical data that our brain, specifically our insular cortex, is receiving in any given moment. Creating some space from that data to say, what is this data actually about? And is it indicative of threat or anxiety in this moment? Or is it tied to a past encoding that our brain has tagged as meaning we need to be anxious right here, right now? Now, the breathing titration exercise is one of my favorite ways of helping the brain and the body create space. Another really, really great tool for doing this is HeartMath. And if you're not familiar with HeartMath, it is an incredibly powerful healing tool that is also approved by the American Cardiac Association for heart health and ultimately releasing stress. But you don't have to go buy a tool to help your system calm down. And I do recommend HeartMath wholeheartedly. And let's talk about a healing in your hands mechanism here that you can start practicing immediately. So, how are we going to help the system say, this is anxiety data and I can feel neutral or even maybe something pleasant in this moment? That's where that breathing titration comes in. So again, notice your body right here, right now. And if there's any information that's coming up for you. If there is, invite that data to come to the forefront, just like we did in the body scan exercise. You're just turning your attention to that information and saying, hey, body, thank you for sharing. I'm glad to know this information is here. Then identify a part of your body that feels neutral. So if you're used to living in a state of anxiety, this can be pretty tough. Personally, I like to check in with my right pinky finger. My right pinky finger doesn't tend to have a whole lot of feelings or energy within it. It's pretty neutral most of the time. And simply noticing that pinky finger and the fact that, well, I can wiggle it around and it can do some things, but that it's not having a whole lot of feelings is a nice focal point to say, wait a minute. While I might be feeling tense, anxious, or overwhelmed in one area of my body, I might notice some pain. This other part of my body, because it is a part of me, is not really feeling anything. So a part of me is feeling one way and another part of me is feeling another. Thus, we are beginning the titration. Now return back to the part of you that's feeling a little uncomfortable and lean in again. Hi, thank you for sharing this information with me. And this time we're going to welcome in a gentle breath. Breathing in to a count that feels comfortable for you. You know that I like those counts of 4 and 6. And then out. That's that 6 count. And what we're doing there is inviting the brain and the body to know that we can have difficult feelings and breathe. That's always a big part of anxiety, is not breathing. So we're going feelings, difficult, breath, and now back to pinky. Hi, pinky. Yep, you still don't care about what's happening right now. You're still just being a pinky. And then we're going to repeat that 3 more times. Tune into the difficult thing. Hi. Breathe in and out, and then neutral part of your body. We're simply shifting the focal point over and over and over again and helping the brain know that it can feel this and this. We're building the relational possibility of not letting one thing become or continue to be the foundational truth for how we're functioning in this moment. Now we're simply saying, hi body, we can feel this, and building that muscle memory, because we want to work with our system anytime we're teaching it a new skill. And skill takes practice, and practice helps us become efficient and invites these types of experiences to become natural and thus sustainable.